Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Nahid here to do something different as always. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have Airbnb my home. I've gotten a lot of amazingly cool guests these past few months. It's kind of crazy when you do this thing. You have people that come through, they stay for a little bit, and they leave. But like sometimes when they stay, you actually end up meeting some very amazing folks. And it's been crazy to see, meet with strangers and have them aid and help you across your journey through life because, it's the world's a big place and you'll meet a lot of different folks and I'm very, very blessed to be able to do that. Sharif here is one of my first guests that actually has been staying at my Airbnb, and he's actually leaving tomorrow, and he stayed here with me for a whole month. During this month, we've exchanged a lot of friendships, a lot of words with each other, and it's been a very pleasing experience because it's amazing meeting someone from another place that's lived there for a while and see how they interact and they're here with us. So this new segment I'm doing, there'll be a lot more guests, by the way. I actually have another guest in here who's probably going to do the same thing with me. I'm calling this segment called Interview with Strangers because sometimes it's the strangers in the world that'll give you the most kindness, in my opinion. So, yeah, here we are. Sharif, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited for this?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm actually I'm visiting Indianapolis for a medical rotation at Indiana University. I lived my whole life in the UAE. I was actually born in Egypt, but I was raised in the UAE in Abu Dhabi. And I went for medical school in Egypt. And I just graduated medical school last January, actually. So I've been living in Egypt for like almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like rotating at the university at Indiana University. I'm sorry.
So let me tell you a funny story. When he first came here, he told me he's gonna be at the University of Indiana,
yeah,
and I'm like, is that U of I? Because there's IU, which is the one that he went to.
I didn't know
and
that.
And then there's U of I, and like I was gonna send this poor man down the wrong road, but like yeah, it ended up working out that he didn't, we communicated well to figure out that he's going to IU because that's what IU school you want to go to.
Yeah, it is.
So, hey man, okay, so you've been here for a whole month. You stayed here, so you've been here in the States for a whole, I would say, actually, let me ask you this: is this your first time in the United States?
No, this is actually my fourth time here.
Fourth time.
I've been to Baltimore, Maryland. I stayed there for 2 months. I think that's like I stayed for the most time over there, I think. So it's Baltimore, Maryland. I've been to Houston, Texas. I've been to Rochester, Minnesota, and this is actually my fourth time in the U.S.
How does Indiana compare to everywhere else? Be honest.
Oh yeah.
Be honest. Don't sugarcoat this one.
Okay, so I think it's pretty similar to Houston, Texas, in the way that everything is pretty like far.
Yeah.
It's not easy to commute around. You cannot just like walk on foot, and it's very hard to just like commute around the place. You need to have a car. That's definitely a must. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The second thing is just like, it's pretty boring. I'm sorry to say that, but maybe it's just like, you know what? Maybe just staying here for a month is pretty biased.
Yeah.
Shall I say? Because like I've only been to like Indianapolis. I haven't been around actually. I was just like going to work every day, coming back from work. I like never went like to other places, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a biased view of mine to say that, because like I've barely gotten out of sight of Indianapolis, you know what I'm saying?
Weird.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty boring, but maybe it's just 1 month is not enough, you know?
Well,
that's what I just figured out.
I'm gonna tell you right now that I've lived in Indianapolis like all my life. There are certain things that are fun here, but for the most part, it's a very reserved.
Yeah.
Indianapolis not so conservative, but it's a very reserved state. You're not going to have the fun that you would have. For example, he's going to probably go to the University of Miami here soon. When you go to Miami, you're going to definitely have a little bit more fun than you're going to have here, because it's just like, again, it's just not that much going around.
Well, let me ask you, Nahid, is it the same like in different cities in Indiana?
Yeah, you're gonna, for example, like Wisconsin, I feel like you're gonna have the same kind of an area. Ohio is gonna be the same a little bit,
Oh.
It's just, there's certain places. This is the Midwest. I try to explain.
That's very unfortunate, but Rochester was way more fun than this.
Yeah, Rochester's pretty fun. It just depends on where you want to be. Like I even said that, like if you in the Midwest, the big places to go would be like Chicago. Chicago would be Chicago would be a place where you would have a lot more fun.
I've never been to Chicago, but I'd definitely love to try visiting sometime.
Yeah, Chicago would be more of your jam, in my personal opinion.
Huh.
So, okay, cultural wise, what is obviously, you're from Egypt. What and it's a Muslim country.
Oh yeah.
Besides that, what are like the biggest differences you've seen between the states and here?
Oh, let me tell you, in Egypt it's pretty way like not pretty. This is like way more conservative than here.
Okay.
Yo, they're more like practicing, more religious. They're more about like family. Family is a big thing in Egypt. Everybody's after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bit more. It's cheaper, I'd rather say. It's more crowded as well. Like living standards in Egypt are like not as high as here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not easy to get a job ever there. You have to be like an engineer or a doctor, like busting your ass off, like looking for jobs, and it's really hard. But in general, I'd rather say like it's pretty conservative, more like way more conservative than here.
Okay, I can only imagine that.
Yeah.
So, I bet everybody wants to ask you this: have you visited the pyramids?
No.
What?
No.
You've been in Egypt, you haven't seen the Sphinx?
No, because just like I think it's boring.
You think it's boring?
Yeah.
Hey man, that's some crazy talk to me, man.
No, it's just like I've seen it and on TV. I've seen it.
But it's
news.
right there.
No, you know what? If you ever go there, it's just pretty like it's just desert. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty hot over there. You cannot see anything. It's just like desert. It's just like open desert. There's nothing actually there you can do. You can just like go on horses, just like going rounds and doing tours and meeting new people, meeting tourists.
Yeah.
I don't like see this fun in any sort of way.
Gotcha.
It's just boring. I think that.
Okay.
And you know what? Maybe I'm not into history. Actually, I don't like history.
It's,
I don't like
you
museums.
don't gotta explain yourself. It's fine. If you don't want to.
Let me tell you
see
something.
it.
Museums as well. I don't like going to museums.
Okay, then that's just
No,
this
it's
man right
just
here.
my personality. Exactly. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
fine. You're fine, man. So my other question to you. So you came for residency. What was your residency under again?
It's not a residency actually.
Your,
It's just a rotation.
rotation. What was your rotation for?
Pathology.
Pathology. So basically, explain what do you do with pathology exactly? Like, what were you doing at IU Hospital? What would you imagine?
How was my schedule like? You know what I'm saying? So, to begin my day, we had like every single day we had to go to a morning conference that begins around at 7.
Yeah.
Some days it's just virtual, so you can do it at home on Zoom or something. But mostly you have to go there at the campus. You start your day off with a morning conference.
Yeah.
You then you have to get in touch with the PGY1 or a first year resident to ask if they had any autopsy cases.
Yeah.
Because they don't get like a lot of autopsy cases every day.
You were like looking at dead bodies.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You're doing like an autopsy, looking for the cause of death and just checking that the organs are all like normal. If there's anything wrong with the organs. And let me tell you, you don't often find something, because like most of the autopsy reports just say like there's nothing, and this is the most frequent
things with your job.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because autopsies, you're actually looking for the cause of death.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find anything significant most of the time.
Gotcha.
It's not just like in the movies where just like they're looking for evidence. No, mostly it's not like that.
So, if you were to compare medical technology compared to like Egypt to like the U.S., would you say that how would you differentiate that?
Well, it's more advanced here. It's way more advanced. There's a lot of funding, and with funding you can do a lot of research.
Gotcha.
In Egypt, you don't get to do a lot of research actually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you do get into research in Egypt, you have to self-fund it, and you have to pay a lot for that, which is definitely not easy. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man.
And this is a huge difference between here and there.
Okay, that's good to know. So, okay, now let's talk about some fun things. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you had a boring time here, but like, what was more of the fun things you did? Like, there's got to be something that you hadn't.
Well, I've been hanging with you all the time. Like most of the time, I was just hanging with you. You took me to these places. We went to that Medazoa with Vincent. Yeah, Vincent is his dog actually.
Everybody knows Vincent. He's a celebrity.
Sure. So we went to Medazoa. We had some amazing food, like pretty, like delicious food. It was my first time actually trying sushi here.
Yeah, sushi. I got that on camera.
I'm not the biggest fan of sushi, but we tried a really great place there, and I enjoyed that time as well. And the sushi tasted like pretty delicious.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was that fire.
Yeah, that was a great place.
It was a fire boy. So you're gonna go back to Egypt tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back. What is the thing that you are looking forward to, and one things you're not looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting my friends. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe going back to university, going back to my internship here. It's not the best in the world, let me tell you. It's crazy because I'll be like very busy every day, waking up like every morning pretty early. It's not easy actually, and some days it gets like super busy and you get very exhausted and tired. What I'm not looking to in Egypt when I get back is a lot of things actually. Number one is the traffic, because in Egypt you can get stuck in traffic for hours actually.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is like I'm gonna arrive in Egypt right at like rush hour, you know what I'm saying? Right at that time that it's gonna be super crowded, and let me tell you, currently in Egypt it gets like very hot. It reaches up to 40 degrees Celsius some days.
They use Celsius over
That's
there.
very hot, but at least
they don't use the Fahrenheit, boy.
Yeah, it's 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much would that convert to Fahrenheit.
I have no idea, but I bet it's really hot.
Maybe a 90 or 100 Fahrenheit.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not pretty sure.
On that
but the
one.
good thing about it in Egypt, does not get very humid like in Houston, Texas.
It is humid here too, bro. You just kind of
Yeah,
you lucked out. You're getting the humid days.
Some days in Egypt it gets like crazy humid, but mostly no. It's just like hot and it's pretty dry. That's a good thing.
All right, that's dope.
And we get a lot of sun.
I
A
believe
lot of sun. That's definitely.
I was not gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you this. But how was snow for here when you saw it for the first time?
Oh my god. It's like I like, you know what, I'm pretty sensitive to cold, but I like the cold weather.
Yeah.
This was actually my first time seeing snow. I've never seen it snow before. Well, I've never seen it snow in Egypt as well.
Yeah.
Maybe in some areas or some cities in Egypt it snowed, but like in Cairo I've never seen it snowing. But no, I just realized that I like snow. I enjoyed that when it just like snowed outside. I went outside and it was just like had amazing time outside.
So just a little bit of a weather history. Indianapolis, if you guys should know, it's just crazy with the weather. One second it'll be cold, hot. It doesn't know where it's always drunk. Sure. Best way to put it. And one of the days he was here, I think it was like the second week he was here, he got lucky because it snowed in Indianapolis for like I think a good
couple of hours.
It melted right away. But like he got to witness that, and you should have seen his face. The reaction was priceless.
And I realized that snow is way better than rain, because snow is. I just went outside and I just tried like to get some snow on my clothes, and let me tell you, it took some time for my clothes to get wet. Yeah, it's not like rain. It's way better than rain. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that actually. It was an amazing feeling to just first try snow. You know.
If there's any advice you can give to anybody out there right now, you know, about I guess life or coming to the U.S. or anything like that, what would it be?
That's a tough question.
I know.
There's a lot of things. I have a lot of things in mind, because I think maybe it's pretty hard to make some friends here, especially if you come from a very conservative background, I'd rather say. But try to be as friendly as possible. Just like whenever you see any chance to just talk to somebody or make friends with them or something, just go at it. Yeah. Just don't even think about it. It's like sometimes you get the feeling that everybody around here is not that friendly, but I think it's just like this in the US. You don't just walk down the street talking to people like it is in Egypt. Yeah. But some days it can get very hard and very lonely. So I think that's one thing. The second thing is that I don't know. Let me think about this here.
You got a second? I can edit this in.
Yeah. Well, what do I have in mind as well?
I just want to say one thing. Hey, man, you've been an amazing friend to me, brother. For real. You don't understand. Like this man, like he came in here. He was like, "You need to." It worked. It clicked. He like figured out. He was like, "Yeah, you need me here too." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." You know. And me and him, you know, us living together for this last. By the way, it sucks because you know in life you meet people and sometimes it sucks when they come in and they leave like a flash. It's just like, wow, you were here that quick and he's gone. And you know, it was we're gonna be lifetime friends, but like, you know, a single serving friend. You know, it's like you guys have watched Fight Club, hopefully, and know what the single serving friends are. And it's what he is in a weird way. But like I'm hoping that we'll continue our friendship on beyond this. But and that's what this whole Airbnb thing has been for me. It's like I meet people, they come, they're part of my life for like a month or whatever. We hang out, we talk, and then gone like that. But it's the experiences and the kindness that I'll probably never forget coming out of this man. And the person
Thank
up
you
there
so
as
much,
well.
Nathan.
No, for real, man. It's been a very pleasure to have you here.
That's so nice of you.
Oh yeah,
saying
and
that.
on top of that, I really enjoyed showing you things here that I knew you were never gonna try in Egypt because at the end of the day, life is full of experiences. No experience should ever go dull, and no experience should ever go unmet, in my opinion.
Sure.
So I'm glad you got to experience
It
all
was
those.
one hell of an experience there.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Any more advice, or are you good to go?
I'm good to go.
You're good to go?
Yep.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the couple of minutes that we had a little bit of our banter. This was supposed to be just, I'm probably going to do more of these with any of the other Airbnb guests I have who actually want to do this because, I don't know, when you open your home to different people, you'd be surprised who comes in, who comes out. I've had several guests, but, he was one of the longer ones, and I was like, I think I should try this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I call it Interview with Strangers because, again, we all have a story. We all have we all have something to say, and it's good to hear it from all sides of all sides of the spectrum. And we don't need to only hear from celebrities out there. Strangers are just as cool. You feels me? But hey, man, without further ado, thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. And like I always say, take care of yourselves and your families, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed this new series I started. I hope it was very informal, you guys enjoyed it, and it was very fun. Big special thanks to James Torley for being my God level patron, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!